Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for 7 accesso ShoWare reports to boost your business. My name is Joe Wetstead, and I'm joined and presenting to you today by Alicia Chisholm on the East Coast. Today, we'll be sharing some of our favorite reports to help you gain new insights to your business and make even better business decisions. Before we get started, I'd like to go over a few housekeeping items so you know what to expect and how to participate in today's session. You may have already noticed that your voices have been muted. They will remain muted throughout the session. However, you will be able to type questions to our moderator throughout the webinar. Then at the end of the session, there'll be a Q&A taken from your typed questions. All right, so let's get started. At accesso, we believe technology has the power to redefine the guest experience. Everything we do starts with thinking about the guest experience first, which allows us to help simplify operations, improve guest satisfaction, and drive growth for our clients. Accesso has a suite of solutions that service ticketing and data management, from queuing products to ticketing and point of sale software, to distribution channels, to marketing and personalization of the guest experience. Our solutions help solve problems and enhance the patron experience at every touch point during the journey. Our approach is to let our clients focus on what they do best, which is provide outstanding experiences for their patrons, and we provide the technology to support those efforts. Our products and services support some of the top attractions in the world, from theme parks to performing arts, zoos, festivals, and much more. Whether it be food and beverage point of sale, virtual line reservations, ticketing, or guest management, our solutions help streamline and simplify operations for a wide variety of venues. Our focus on research and development is a major point of differentiation for our products. In 2016, accesso was able to invest nearly $18 million directly back into R&D across our platforms. That's honestly equal to some of our competitors' entire annual revenues. We invest heavily in products because our industry demands it, because our clients benefit from it, and because it makes a positive difference in the guest experience. Innovation is core to our business and our partnerships, and it's part of our commitment to our clients that our software will never be frozen in time, but constantly evolving to meet new demands. So let's shift our focus to our accesso ShoWare product and some of the reporting and analytics functionality to help you keep focus on providing a positive guest experience and driving growth, and let's not forget efficiency for your organization. One of my favorite Sun Tzu quotes is, "Opportunities multiply as they are seized." And Brett Dykes, author of Web Analytics Superhero, explains, "Data has the power to transform companies. However, too many organizations don't take the time to seize or leverage its value." While most venues know they need data, analytics, and reporting to compete and stay competitive, they haven't yet tasted the sweet success that can come from leveraging these tools. If you can start to string together a series of small reporting wins, you'll be able to build momentum to the point where the scope and scale of the wins increase exponentially over time. Better said, opportunities multiply as they are seized. And there are lots of opportunities to string together wins within the accesso ShoWare platform. Many of these relate to accessing data. This could be data about your ticket sales, data from your patrons' purchase history, or even data from your scanners. With the right report or combination of reports, you'll have the power to turn that data into actionable insights. There are two types of reports that we offer our clients. The first consists of standard real-time reports within the accesso ShoWare solution that we will discuss in more detail with Alicia in just a moment. And the second category, which I'll briefly touch on, include our integrations with solutions from some of the leading business intelligence providers in the industry. Let's start by taking a look at the reports we offer within our solution. A standard accesso ShoWare system today is deployed with 85 reports. That's roughly 85 reports. While it's great to have so many reports available, we know that most of our clients will not be utilizing all of these on a daily basis. Some may not be relevant to your business, and perhaps others have gone unnoticed. So the real goal today is about starting a conversation about reporting and sharing a few of our favorite reports that we feel are generally underutilized. We hope that by the end of today's webinar, you will feel empowered to take a deeper dive into your data with the help of our accesso ShoWare solution, and of course, our capable CSM team always there to guide you. And again, 85 standard reports spanning, donation, system, access control, fulfillment, patron-focused reports, the ever-popular accounting reports, marketing and sales reports, and then your ticket inventory reports kind of round out the reporting suite within ShoWare in a real-time manner. So beyond our standard accesso ShoWare reporting suite, we also fully integrate with Google Analytics and also Google Tag Manager. These are free tools that provide opportunities for in-depth reporting around marketing campaigns, conversions, and the like. If you want to make sure your marketing campaigns are effective, a little time spent in Google Analytics can really tell the tale. And finally, we also have our integration with Good Data for business analytics. This BI tool is at an additional cost. Good Data BI gives users the ability to really take a deep dive into their business and gain invaluable business intelligence, all wrapped up from a daily feed between accesso ShoWare and Good Data BI. At this point, I'm going to hand things off to Alicia to run through those top 7 reports that we feel are underutilized. Alicia?
Thanks, Joe. I'm super happy to be here with you all to go over some of our new, modified, and underutilized reports. They span the various sections of our reporting suite that Joe was just covering, from ticket inventory to marketing to accounting and finances. I'm going to go through the basics of some of these reports as well as show you how to run them. So we'll be jumping a little bit from the presentation to the back end of the system to show you the details. Let's go ahead and get started with the ticket data report. The ticket data report is found in accounting and finances, and it is a great tool for any tickets that you would like to have printed outside of the system. Whether you need a hanging parking tag or a commemorative larger plastic ticket that hangs on a lanyard or anything similar, you're able to run the ticket data report and include those barcodes. There are a few nuances with running this report, so we're going to go over this together. In the back end of the system, in reporting, again, it's found in accounting and finances. We're going to select the ticket data report. You can run the ticket data report on an event or a performance, as well as a sales date range. If you are doing this for external barcodes, you're going to want to make sure that you include those barcodes by checking the box here. So I'm going to go ahead and run this on a particular event. We're going to download this. Once you click download, you are not going to want to open this file. What we're going to do is actually save this file to the desktop or anywhere that you can easily access the report. So once it has been saved, you're going to simply open a blank Excel file. We're going to move over to the data field, and then we're going to choose to import this from a text or CSV file. The reason that we have to do these steps is that the CSV file will treat, when you open it just from Excel, it will treat the 22-digit barcodes as a 22-digit number and try to perform some type of mathematical calculation on that number, which is 100% not what we want to happen. So we're going to open it this way. We're going to actually tell Excel how to look at that field so that it doesn't end up changing those numbers into something that's not helpful. So In this report, we can scroll all the way over to the right and see barcodes, and it is in that scientific notation. So we're going to click Edit. From there, it will pop up a query editor where you're actually able to tell Excel how to treat data in certain fields. So again, we'll just scroll all the way over to the right. I'm going to select the barcode column, and up at the top you have Transform. Here we're going to just change the data type, and we're going to treat this as a text file, so it won't perform any of those calculations on this file or on this column. You can see now that those are the actual barcodes, and we're going to go back to Home and then click Close and Load, and it'll be ready to be able to be saved and thus sent to the printers. I'll go ahead and let this load and take a quick look over at the side and see exactly where those barcodes are. And you're able to confirm that those are in fact the 22-digit barcodes for the system. We do have detailed instructions on how to do this on the Help button that you can access at any time. Just search barcode. Excel and Microsoft do change things from time to time, so depending on your version of Excel, it might be in a slightly different location. So if you have any questions as you do this for the first time, you can either review the help documentation or simply reach out to your CSM. We'd be happy to walk you through this process. One thing to note with this is that you can only run this on the performance or the event. So if you would like to export barcodes for a package, you can just let your CSM know the package codes, and we can work with our developers to pull this report for the packages so you can have the file for external barcodes for them as well. Next up is a new report, and it ties into the recently released functionality of being able to set up passwords for a specific time period on the performance. The Performance Passwords Conversion Report. Part of this functionality allows the tracking of those passwords. For any of you who might not have seen where this is actually located now, it is in any of your performances in the Access Restrictions tab. So once you click into your access restrictions, you'll be able to see that you can set up a password, and this report will track the passwords that you enter in here. Once it's configured on the performance, it will track the number of times a performance-based password was entered on the site and the corresponding conversions. This report's located in Marketing and Sales, and it gives you the ability to see what partnerships and promotions have had the greatest yield on ticket sales. So if you gave 2 radio stations different passwords, you can see which one had the greatest corresponding number of sales, thus allowing you to determine which partnerships to further explore based upon the results and revenue generated. One thing to note is that this report will also show you tickets that have been canceled in the results. So here you can see in our example, we have 3 different passwords that were entered, the total of number of times that they were entered onto the site, the total conversions they resulted in or completed orders, and then the total dollar value those conversions brought into the organization. Our next report is the Performance Comparison Report, which is found in Ticket Inventory, and it will give you the ability to run daily sales data for performance and compare it against up to 9 other performances. This report allows you to track performances that might be for, say, the same artist, or maybe the same show year over year, or it even allows you to track how similar shows are selling. For example, if you want to see how a country performance is selling compared to other country performances you would have had in the past, you would just enter in the performance code for all the shows that you would like to compare. From there, you can enter in a date range here to see how far out from the performance start date you would like to see the results. So if you wanted to see how this show is tracking with sales from other shows from 30 to 60 days out, you would simply enter in those performance codes and then enter in 30 to 60 days and download the report. You do not have to enter in all 10 performance codes, and you can actually just enter in 1 performance code as well and be able to see that performance's sales day by day. In looking at the report, you will be able to see if a marketing campaign run on a Tuesday resulted in a spike in sales, or if sales for a show are lagging behind similar shows, and make any necessary adjustments to pricing, marketing strategy, etc. Our clients that currently use this report love it for the ability to make marketing decisions faster and easier. Here you can see the output of the report. All of the performances will be compared against the first performance code that you enter when you run the report. And it will show you the breakdown day by day, which is listed right here, and the quantity difference, the percentage difference, and the gross difference. Our next report is the section availability map by pricing code, located within ticket inventory. This new report was based on the current section availability map and was created to be able to identify on the map which tickets with certain statuses belong to which pricing code. You can set them up on the pricing code in the system configuration. This again is slightly new functionality, so for any of you who might not have seen this, it's located in your system configuration, pricing codes, and then you're simply able to either click the color here, or you can select edit on the pricing code and edit the color here as well. From there, those colors will show up on the map if anything has been sold, is on hold, or is in transition for that particular pricing code. This is helpful if you have ushers that need to follow up with certain patrons, whether they are members, seniors, VIPs, groups, etc. If you leave the colors the default black in the system, the report will look the same as the current section availability map. Here you can see anything in the system that has a status. The pricing codes have been flagged in the colors that you would have selected. So we can see this blue S, the S is for sold. The blue is actually going to be your group pricing code. Anything that is left as the default color will show up as that black. Up next, we have the deferred payments report, which has existed for a number of years. But clients with a lot of group sales and accounts receivable and other types of deferred payments would have to run the report day by day for a payment date. Based upon client feedback, we've now added the ability to search for any deferred payments with a date range for the payment date, which you can see here. You can find this report in the Accounting and Finances section of reporting, giving you the ability to search a month at a time and see what payments are made on which days is a great benefit for our clients who had requested it, and it's now a benefit that's available for all of our clients. If multiple payments are made on the same order within the date range that you have selected, it will show all of the payments on that order, and it will also show the remaining balance as well, as you can see here. Our next report is the hold report detailed. This is found in your ticket inventory folder. Previously in the system, you used to only be able to get complete patron information on ticket buyers from the ticket buyer report. None of the tickets on hold show in that report, as the tickets aren't for a buyer yet. So the current ticket buyer report works well for buyers, but we had clients that needed that level of patron information from patrons with tickets on hold. With that in mind, we created the new hold report detailed so that to help you get the contact details from patrons with tickets on hold, so you can more easily reach out to them to complete the orders or release the inventory for sale back to the general public. This report also includes the ability to includes your barcodes. So if you choose to download it, please open it the same way as the ticket data report that we covered earlier. You would be able to send this file to the printers in advance of the tickets being sold. One thing to note is that the ticket will not scan until it has been made into an order, but the barcode on the hold is the same as the barcode in the order as long as you don't change the ticket. This gives you the ability to send the barcodes to the printers in advance of a hold becoming an order. Please keep in mind, however, that if you change a ticket from, say, adult to child, or make any other modifications to the ticket that cancel that line item and create a new line item, the new ticket line item will have a new barcode. If you simply create an order from a hold, everything will stay the same and you're able to use this file to get external barcodes printed in advance of the sales. Here you can see that the results of that report. It has a lot of fields containing all kinds of information for the holds. I'm going to go ahead and open up the report so you can see a little bit more of what it includes than what we could fit on the slide. So you've got your hold date, the status, the categories. So if it's on hold for a category, obviously there wouldn't be any billing information, but it's got your pricing codes. It has all of those details that you would need in addition to having those barcodes. I would like to wrap up with a brand new modification to our current patron no-show report, which is available for our clients that are using SWAC or scanning. This report is found in the access control section of reporting. The original version of this report gave you the patron name, patron number, seat location, and order number. We have now added the email address to the output of this report. This modification was a client-driven request to be able to have an easy way to reach out to patrons that bought tickets but never came to the performance. So it could be used for marketing purposes or as a customer service follow-up with your patrons that weren't able to attend. While not as flashy as some of our other reports we've covered today, it is an excellent expansion of a current report and allows me to take the opportunity to encourage you to reach out to your CSM, and we would be more than happy to work with you to see if we are able to modify any of our current reports to help them more fully meet your reporting needs. At this point, we're going to open up Q&A. Katie, do we have any questions that have been submitted?
Thank you, Alicia. We do have some questions that have come in. Let's go ahead and start with this one. What if my Excel doesn't give me the options that you showed me for the ticket data report?
Of course. So in our help button, Bloomfire, we do have a slightly different version of the Excel options that are there, just because Microsoft is always updating its products. So if there's any confusion, just reach out to your CSM. We're more than happy to walk you through this process, as sometimes Microsoft likes to move or hide things just to keep things interesting.
Great, thank you. Our next question is, if we want to make changes to a report, or maybe we need a report that doesn't exist, can you tell us what the process is for that?
Of course. So the first thing is talk to your CSMs. We are really here to support you and help you be able to drive your business and growth. So there might be, I've just covered a few of the underutilized reports. As Joe had mentioned earlier, we have 85 reports, not including custom reports. So there might be another report that's in a slightly different folder that would give you exactly what you need without a custom report. That being said, having that conversation, we're able to see maybe if it's a report that could be run on like the order or the search details. So I know these are also really underutilized. So in the holds, you have the ability in your hold search to search by any of the functionality that you have here and really download a web report or a CSV file of either the hold details, the order IDs, the patron details. The same with your orders. So you do have the ability to go ahead, if you wanted to just run it on, heard about us, and then on a particular event, and then maybe on all patrons that had selected printed home tickets. It gives you a way to kind of create ad hoc custom reports that really can fit your needs without having to go into the path of creating a custom report. That all being said, sometimes a custom report is required and is needed. So that's something that having that conversation with your CSM, talking through, we'll work together with you to scope out the report, and then we can work with our development team to see if those types of, if that request is something that would be possible, and then really go from there.
All right, thank you, Alicia. This next question is about the performance password conversions report. What about password or access restrictions at the event level? Is it possible to report on the usage or conversions there?
At this point in time, it is not. It is something that is in our backlog of wanting to add to the system and the functionality in the future. But currently it is just the performance-based passwords that are trackable.
And just to piggyback, I think when you have an access restriction at an event level, typically that's a time range or a date range that you have that. So I think some of the so typically it's more pure sales that are coming from that access code. If you're using multiples, I guess that gets a little bit more confusing, it isn't there? But you would still be able to track your conversions and do those things. And as we talked about, I think Google Analytics can help in that regard as well. But yeah, if you were running multiple codes, we wouldn't have the same output there. So certainly something to think about.
Joe, that was a great segue to our last question we have here, which is, can I get some more information about how to set up Google Analytics?
Sure. So we kind of set up or deploy each system with Google Analytics set up in the system already, but we feel like every single venue who's on the call today, who's a customer, you should be logging in and looking at those Google Analytics to help you better understand marketing campaigns and what's happening. We had a recent client come in who didn't really, newer client, working with a marketing agency, and really what we were able to determine was, the traffic was way too low for the website for the results that they were expecting, and so we're able to give them some solid data to go back, which they can access themselves through Google Analytics when it's set up, but we were able to help them understand how to get to that information and then be able to go back to their marketing company and say, hey, based on industry averages, our website traffic is way too low to get the results we had agreed upon or thought we would get. So certainly reach out to your CSM and they can help you get your Google Analytics set up if you haven't done that already. And I just think it's an awesome tool and really gives you a deep dive into a lot of different things on your site. So.
Yeah, and we actually do have a webinar that was put on by Accesso on Google Analytics, so that can be found on our website if you need additional information on that.
Great point.
Perfect. Thank you, Alicia and Joe. And since that looks like that's it for questions, we'll go ahead and wrap up a little early. So thank you everyone for attending today's webinar, 7 Accesso ShoWare Reports to Boost Your Business. If we didn't have a chance to address any lingering questions you may have, please feel free to email us at sales@accesso.com, or if you would like to learn more about our Accesso ShoWare solution. You will also receive a follow-up email within 24 hours with a link to view the webinar recording for your reference. On behalf of Accesso, Alicia and Joe, thank you so much for joining us today and enjoy the rest of your day.